Hello and welcome back to Kim Reads as we continue with stories from the Bible. Adam and Eve, the fall of man. The Garden of Eden was beautiful. When Adam looked around him, he saw plants in the blossom and trees and filled with fruit. He could hear the pleasant sound of running water because 4 rivers flowed through the garden. With and tame ones wild animals and tame ones lived together in peace. There were big insects and snakes, but Adam was not afraid of them, and they were not afraid of Adam. Adam went on about the garden, giving everything a name, as God told him to do. But one tree God had already named, the tree of knowledge. He told Adam to leave this tree alone, because it would cause death. God was not completely satisfied with the garden he made. He told everything on earth to grow and multiply. So now there were families of plants, birds, fish, and animals, families of everything except man. Adam needed a wife. God did not want Adam to be lonely. God now made Eve a woman who would be Adam's companion. To make Eve, God put Adam into a deep, very deep sleep. Then he took one of Adam's ribs and used it to make Eve's. Adam felt no pain, and when he awoke, God spoke to him about Eve. God said, "This is your wife. You will be able to be close to her because she is part of yourself. She is the same flesh and bone as you are." Though Adam and Eve were naked, they were not shy about it. They felt natural and comfortable because God had put them in the Garden of Eden that way. Because Eve was the same flesh and bone as Adam, she too was not afraid of any of the wild animals or snakes. So when a snake spoke to her, she listened politely. "Eve," said the snake, "I thought you and Adam were in charge of this garden." "We are," answered Eve. "God said so." "Good," said the snake with a sly smile. "Then tell me what the fruit of the tree of good and evil tastes like." Eve blushed with annoyance because she had to admit she didn't know. "I would die from even touching that tree," she explained. The snake smiled again and said he didn't believe that would happen. "What will happen if you eat the fruit," said the snake, "is that you will have the knowledge of good and evil and be as great as God." That convinced Eve. She picked up some fruit from the tree of good and evil and ate it. Right away, the knowledge of good and evil came to Adam and Eve. Shouldn't that just say Eve? Anyway, they looked at themselves and realized they were naked. Quickly, they took leaves from a nearby fig tree and made aprons to wear. Then they hid because they knew God would be angry with them. God was angry, very angry. He found Adam and Eve and asked why they were hiding. "Because we are naked and we are afraid," Adam said. God says, "Yes, you are naked, but how did you get to realize this? Did it come from the tree of knowledge?" Adam had to confess that it had, but he blamed Eve. "I only ate the fruit because my wife, whom you gave to me, was eating it, and she said I should eat it too." "But I was tempted by the snake," Eve exclaimed. God turned to the snake and put a curse on him. He condemned the snake to crawl on his belly in the dust, and when he moved on the ground. Also, from then on, the snake would have all women as his enemy, and their children would try to smash his head. In turn, snakes would hate them and try to strike at their heels. God's eyes flashed as he pointed his finger at Eve and promised her great pain and childbirth as payment for her sin in the garden. Thanks a lot, Eve. Adam also had to share the blame. God said from then on, Adam would have to work hard all his life to get food. This would be much different from the garden where everything grew by itself and was ready for Adam whenever he touched his hand. God made clothes of skin so Adam and Eve could cover their nakedness. For a final punishment, God cast them out of their beautiful garden. They were sent to a land east of Eden. To prevent them from sneaking back in, he put an angel on guard in the Garden of Eden. Paradise was lost. And that's the end of that story. See you later.